Hello, viewers of Top Gear on the interweb net.
Well, that is the old Top Gear studio. And that is the old Top Gear green room.
Yes.
Where we assembled, worked on scripts, had arguments.
I feel funny.
I feel funny as
I
well.
feel really odd being here. It's really...
I hadn't been here since.
No. The last time I was here, I was leaving after the last studio record. I was in a bronze Land Rover, and I set off and thought, well, that was that. And are we going to do this? It's going to be weird.
It is going to be weird. It might be a bit traumatising, but...
Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to have a look around the old green room.
It may not... It wasn't in very good condition when we had it.
No, it was horrific.
It may be...
I doubt it's improved.
I doubt it very much.
This is the same, slightly boggy grass.
Yep, I used to park there, usually, unless you had.
Oh, yes, we did park along here. Oh, my God, this was a massive part of our lives.
Is it open?
For a long time.
Oh,
yes,
it is.
the doors
It's
are
ajar.
This is all probably dangerous. Good grief.
Are you sure?
It doesn't open because of this mat. I know I've shut it, but it won't open because it won't open on that mat. We can't go in.
We can walk through there where we used to put what we called the Spitfire table.
Yep.
Where we sat outside in the summer, drank mugs of tea and coffee.
It's also where, as I recall, along here is where one used to stand to go for a wee before going on stage.
That's right, yes.
This was it.
That pillar is soaked. Well, anyway, you know. Is it? Wasn't some stuff dumped under here? Not anymore.
It never seemed glamorous, and it really wasn't, was it?
God, I've forgotten about those curved windows. They used to fill with flies, didn't
So we
they?
used to script in there.
Yeah.
That looks incredibly flimsy and dangerous.
Isn't this...
This one's open.
Oh, I'd completely forgotten that this door was here.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm sort of half expecting this to fall down when I...
Very strange.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Smells the same. Terrible.
God, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is where this was the green roomy bit. Down here, I think.
That was full of junk.
Yep.
Oh,
Full of junk.
God.
Yeah.
Do you remember the production tables used to be there?
Yep.
With computers and stuff?
It's weird. It seems like only yesterday, but also 100 years ago.
Was this here, or has this been added?
I think that's been added. This was our sort of green room, wasn't it? Wasn't this our space? There were sofas in here.
Yep, there was a sofa there.
We'd sit here and we'd have a script
Sofa
meeting before we
there.
went in. Remember, we'd do a run through here. We'd read through.
Armchair there. Two sofas.
Wasn't there a computer here?
Yeah.
And we'd rewrite scripts and work on it.
Yeah.
And we'd rerun the news that we'd already thought up, but then change it.
So I generally used to sit on this end and you would sit there.
And then the time would be getting closer to go out. Audience would be gathering. We'd go out and have some lunch, wouldn't we? And bring that in and sit down and eat it. And still keep just going through the script again and again and again. And they'd be waiting. That is genuinely really strange. I feel both 10 years old and 110 years old. It's that sense of, I feel like a little boy, but an old man. Bloody hell.
Every week we'd come here.
Every week. For years and years and years and years. Always collected flies in here.
Yeah, there was always thousands of flies in there.
Yeah.
And then we'd see the cars going past with the star in a reasonably priced car doing a practice.
And you'd think about the show, you'd think what was in it, you'd think if you had a really good film that you were pleased with in it, or there'd be a tricky bit in the news that you'd be dreading, or a really long, complicated link that had a lot of stuff to remember, and you thought, oh, we're going to keep getting it wrong. The audience is going to get bored.
And it used to go slightly quiet in here because we were all sitting there thinking, right, I've got to remember that bit, I've got to remember to do that bit.
Did we get anxious before we did the shows? I can't remember.
I think we did, but we got used to it, and that was just the way our lives were.
Anxiety riddled.
They were, yeah. I mean, it was...
Tell you what's gone, that was, I think, there, the poster of the...
Oh, the taxidermy poster, yes, that was here, wasn't it? And the other thing, which I still have at home, is the poster that was on that door, a picture of a Marine saying, how about a nice big cup of shut the hut up?
Mm-hmm. I think this is more nostalgic than going back to your old school, because we were here as adults, and we remember more.
Yes, we were also here longer than we were at any school.
Yeah, longer than our entire school career, yeah. Yeah. Sitting here for the read-through. And then sometimes just rewriting stuff completely and changing it, or dropping stories or adding stories.
Or there'd be a car that we knew we'd have in the studio, but that we hadn't seen it. I remember it happened with when the Mercedes CLS came out, you know, the curvy one.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd made up some joke about it. And then when we saw it, we thought,
Didn't
no,
work.
wow, that's really great.
Yeah.
And then we had to completely redo that segment.
So we'd arrive, grab a breakfast,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, and a coffee, sit in here and start a read-through.
Yeah.
Then we'd go into the studio. In fact, we'd go into the studio to block it through for cameras.
Yeah.
Then we'd come back and carry on reading through.
Then we'd go and do a rehearsal.
Then we'd come back and read through some more and have some lunch.
Lunch, yeah.
The audience would file in.
And then there would be that awful moment where the sound man appeared in the door with the microphone.
Mic's going on. And then we'd be fed to the lines.
Yeah.
Then after we'd done it, we'd come back out here, strip your mic off, quick debrief. If it was summer, we'd hang around out there sometimes.
Yeah, the Spitfire tape, as we used to call it. Green plastic thing.
And then the long drive home, or eventually for you and me, flying home. In that same helicopter I'm in today. Wow. It's one of those places that I suspect does inhabit my dreams sometimes. Something about proportions, little details, little bits that you know your brain has revisited, like these windows.
That actually, I was thinking that, looking at that warped bit, which was always warped and a bit knackered, and also, inevitably, because it's the most evocative sense, the smell of it is slightly traumatising. And what does it smell? It smells of old mattresses or something.
It's a sort of a damp, musty building smell, yeah?
Yeah,
Damp
my student
building
digs.
material. Huh.
We used to open this on a sunny day. Do you think if I open this, we will step through a portal and be back in whenever it was, 2000 and...
Or the door will fall off.
It's one of those, isn't it?
Do it. Or the wall will fall out. I have one look around the rest of it. Just go to the side.
I sort of want to find something that we left here.
Hope, ambition, youth,
Yeah.
vigour, energy. I think that wall has gone up. I don't think that was there.
Was this here when we were here?
Don't know.
That writing looks familiar.
Originally, there was a load of stuff on that wall.
This was, I'm sure this is it, these keys with a fob on that says, do not lose.
Probably. And quite often we go down those steps to go to the studio. They'd all be waiting in there.
Actually, what we used to do was come out here or to the windows in the next bit and watch the queue going in and decide whether or not we liked the look of them.
Yes, because where did we go for studio makeup? That must have been...
Oh, God, Michelle's room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it must have been here. There must have been another partition or something.
No, it's at turn left, and then there's a room on the right, and that's where you went.
Oh, God, I remember this bit.
This is the
Michelle's
makeup room.
And we always had to have it done here, where the audience could see you as they were filing
Yes.
in. And it was like, oh, you have makeup on her. Well, yeah, I'm going under studio lights. You have to.
And we used to, I don't know if we can talk about this, we used to play that game.
Yes. No,
No, we won't talk about that.
you can't.
Since the people involved are still alive.
There was a...
That was like a spare room, but we made it a sort of
Did we-
green room for
did we-
guests.
Didn't we used to dress in here? We used to hang our clothes up in there.
No, that was in Michelle's room.
Oh, was it?
Because I used to come in and say, I don't know whether to wear the blue shirt or the green one.
The Stig had his own room.
You're right, and it was here.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was the Stig's room because nobody could know who he was, so he would smuggle himself in here and change and dress. That was the Stig's room, definitely.
It's actually not quite as dark.
Otherwise known as Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Ben, the secret Stig.
Yeah, this was his room. Yeah.
Do you know, that room we were just in, not Michelle's room, but the room that we walked through where we used to look out of the window, there should be a blue plaque in there because that's where I composed the VW Scirocco song.
Well, and a day that's benefited us all. So this was Michelle's room, was it?
Do you remember there was our trophy cabinet
Yeah.
with all the crap trophies that we won? Because we never won anything important. It was always stupid little, we had the golden cock in here. And somebody had painted a picture of you and we put it on the wall up there. Do you remember it? It had sort of green background. And you had like one continuous tooth across the front of your mouth.
Excellent. Yeah, we'd have conversations here. There were sofas here. Bloody
Yeah, there
hell.
were some sofas there.
And quite often guests, if they brought family and things, would all mingle in here.
And there used to be some snacks on the table there for guests.
Yep, for guests.
And through here, that long bit where we first came in just now, that used to be full of all our junk.
Yeah.
Props and broken things, bits of bumper that had fallen off, spare wheels.
How the hell did we get away with it for so long?
This is where I sat, because there used to be a square, like a rectangle of wallpaper tables, you know, trestle tables. And I sat here with a little plastic Casio keyboard and composed 55 MPGs all.
Yes.
I was very pleased with it. And this is where we looked out of the windows at the people filing in.
Well, I don't mind saying that has been a genuinely nostalgic experience.
Does it now, to you, feel like it was a few weeks ago?
It feels both at the same time. Feels like it was a couple of weeks ago and another lifetime.
Yes, one part of it is like a memory of something you read about in a book.
Yeah.
The memory of a memory, as I think Philip Larkin called it.
What, was he talking about Top Gear?
No, he wasn't talking about Top Gear.
Got no more nostalgia gin, it's wearing off.
I have, as it happens. It's not as decrepit as I thought it would be. In fact, I remember it being in worse nick than this when we had it.
It's not as decrepit, in fact, as us.
No.
Weird. Really strange, that. James,
Yeah?
why don't you carry on reminiscing?
Who was Jason Curtis?
Goodbye. And there he lived, forever. Was it haunted? Was he real?
I'm glad I did that, and yet another part of me wishes I hadn't.